السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
ازيك يا صوب، عاملة ايه؟
الحمد لله.
اخبارك ايه؟
الحمد لله.
يلا يا مسهل. احنا كنا اخدنا وقفنا فين؟ وقفنا عند يونت 2 صح يا صبا؟
ايه؟
خلصنا يونت 2 مراجعة.
ايوه.
اوكي.
ايوه.
ايوه هنبتدي المفروض دلوقتي يونت 3. تمام؟
ايوه.
اوكي. يونت 3 ده بس دي اشوف ماما بعتت ايه. دي ريفيجن، ماما بعتها دي ريفيجن بتاعت المدرسة يا صبا.
اهي.
ماما بعتها ريفيجن تقريبا دي، ولا ثواني كده. آه، آم، اه يا صبا، انا عايزاكي تقولي لي انت خدتوا حاجه عن الديكومبوزرز؟
اه.
يس، خدتوا ايه؟
decomposers اللي هم
مم.
مين اللي بياكل مين هو فود وفلورن والديكومبوزرز البلانت.
لا،
البلانت
الديكومبوزرز
بتاخد
حاجه مختلفه. Decomposers are the microorganisms who eat the dead bodies of
اه.
animals or plants.
اه.
يس، خدتوا حاجه على كده.
الفكرة عن بكتيريا.
بكتيريا. حاضر. حاضر. البكتيريا صح، هم دول decomposers.
الفكرة عن بكتيريا.
ايه ان بكتيريا؟
فكرة عن بكتيريا.
تيجرا. يعني ايه
فكرة.
يعني ايه؟
لحظة.
قصدك فانجاي؟
الفنجاي.
بتقولي ايه؟
الو.
ايوه بتقولي ايه؟
الفنجاي اند بكتيريا.
فانجاي، فانجاي، اوكي. فانجاي اند بكتيريا. حاضر. اوكي، ماما بعتها بتاعنا يعني. طيب. احنا ايه؟ اوكي. هنتكلم النهارده عن، او هنراجع يونت 3 اللي هو الانفايرمنت and food chain. We said that environment differ from the habitat. Can you tell me, do you remember what's the difference between them?
What?
The difference between environment and habitat.
Habitat is a natural home for a living thing.
Yes.
Uh, the second one is it? You said habitat and
Environment.
environment. When we took an animal, and we put it in. It's not his natural environment. It's not his natural habitat.
Yes, this is called captivity. Captivity when
Yes.
we take the animal from its environment and put it in zoo. This is called captivity. Environment is all the things around us, including living things and non-living things. This is the environment. Environment is everything around us, including non-living things like the weather, like the sun, like the water, the sand, the soil. We call all these things together environment. The habitat is the home for the living thing. Okay? This is the difference
Okay.
between them. The habitat is the home for the living thing where he can find its food, its water, its shelter. This is habitat. Environment, everything around us, including the things that are non-living, like the water here, like the sunlight, like the rocks, the sand. This is the environment. Okay?
Okay.
Each environment contains different living things according to this condition. like the desert here. The desert, only some animals can live inside it, like camel, like lizards. They can live in the hot weather, the small amount of water present in it, so they can live in it. Other living things can live in the waterfall environment because it contains another condition that they can live in. Like some birds can live here on the tree, fish inside the water. Okay, Saba?
Okay.
So each environment has different types of living things that can live inside it according to its condition that it has, the temperature, the water, the soil. Okay? Okay. Habitats. He is telling me this now. A habitat is a home. Okay? A place where a particular living thing live inside. Different animals live in different habitats according to this habitat. This is the habitat. The environment is what? The environment is made up of the conditions that surround the living thing, including non-living things. Okay, like what? Non-living things like what? Like the light, like the food, like the type of the soil and rocks. This is called environment. Also included inside the word environment, the building that the humans do and the human activity. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Saba? Okay. As example, the ocean or the big ocean is an environment. The ocean here, we call the ocean an environment because it includes the water of the ocean, the floor of the ocean, the rocks inside it, the water itself, so we called it environment. We will found that the ocean, the open ocean, is a habitat for a big fish like the shark. Okay? But
Okay.
inside the ocean, which is an environment, there is different habitats. Like what? Like the coral reefs. The coral reefs is a habitat inside the ocean. The ocean floor is another habitat inside the ocean. So the ocean is a big area which is an environment. It can be a habitat for big animals like the shark, like the whale. They are big animals. It can be habitat for them. Inside the ocean, which is a big environment, there are different smaller habitats. Like the coral reef is a habitat. The ocean floor here is a habitat. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, this is the difference between environment and habitat. We have some scientists who study the environment and the activities of the human which affect this environment. We call them what?
Ecologist.
Yes, ecologists.
Ecologist.
So ecologists are the scientists who study the environment and the human activity which affect this environment. They take care of the environment. Okay, and they educate all the people about the activities that harm the environment. We do bad things. Humans do bad things, like throwing waste material in water, like throwing the litter everywhere, like polluting the air. This is bad habits or bad things that the human do to the environment. The ecologists here wants to learn people about not to do these harmful things to the environment. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, Soba?
Okay.
Okay. The water pollution and the air pollution are from the most problems that present in the environment that the ecologists want to decrease them. Okay, we have here some examples for different ecologists. They are four ecologists. The first one is Wangari Maathai. الحاجات دي مهمة شرحتها في المدرسة يا صبا؟ مهمة دي صح؟ I think okay. Wangari Maathai is an ecologist. She do what? Wangari Maathai
brought the trees back to Kenya after people cut them down for farmland and firewood.
Yes, very good. So she make a good thing. She tried to make the trees back after the people cut them. They cut them to make farmland. Farmland is to put animals like cows, like hens, okay, and make a farm and firewood. So she returned the trees back, okay, to make the forests back in Kenya. So this one is from Kenya. The second one, Island Kambakato Brown. This is worked to prevent
to prevent Australian government from dumping nuclear waste in southern Australia.
Yes, this waste is very dangerous for human and animal and plant. Nuclear waste take a very long time to be removed from the environment. And it's very dangerous and cause bad things to human and the animals and the plants. So dumping this waste here in Australia or southern Australia is a bad thing. She prevented it. Okay, this is the second ecologist. The third one is Diane Fossey. What did she do?
Studied the behavior and habitat of mountain gorillas, prevented people from cutting down trees and destroying their habitat.
Yes, very good. Here, cutting down trees cause destroying of the habitat of the gorillas because the gorillas live all the time over the trees. They live in the trees, sleep in the trees. Their offsprings are on the trees. So when we are cutting these trees, this gorilla, its habitat is destroyed now. There is no place to live in. So she helped this gorilla by returning back the trees or preventing the cutting down of the trees. The last one, Chico Mendes.
Worked to save the Brazilian rainforest being cut down for farming.
Yes, so he protected the rainforests. Rainforests are the forest which has a big amount of rains. All the time there is rains. So we called it rainforests. He protected it from cutting down the trees. Cutting down the trees there will destroy habitats for different elements. For different animals like birds, parrots will live on the trees, like gorillas and monkeys. All these animals live over the trees. So preventing or protecting the trees led to protecting these animals. So they are for ecologists. They try to protect the environment and the living things live on it. Okay? Okay. Then we have the identification key. I will skip the identification key for now. هسكيب يعني هعدي الصفحتين دول وهنرجع لهم تاني. هنكمل بس الايكولوجيستس بعدين نرجع تاني للايدنتيفيكيشن كي. Okay. The ecologists have some rules. The ecologists put some rules and they tell us these rules to keep the living things and the environment safe. So the ecologists allow us to explore or to observe the environments around us, but they give us some rules to make the exploration or the observation safely. Safe for us and safe for the other living things and safe for the environment. Okay? The first rule is always treat living things with care. Don't treat it hard or treat it badly, so we can harm them. So we have to treat them. Do you know the meaning of the word treat?
Yes.
Yes, treat them with care to prevent them from harming, to prevent them from being harmed or died. Treat them with care. This is the first rule. The second one, don't damage any habitat. If we damage the habitat, we damage the place where the living thing live. They can't find the habitat to live in. So we have not to damage these habitats because it is the home for the living things. Okay? This is the second one. The third one is always return animals to their habitat. Sometimes we need to take the animal from its habitat to study it or to study the way that it lives or what do this animal eat. How do this animal give offspring? So we want to study these animals. So we took them from their habitat to study them. After we end our study, we have to return them back to their habitat. Okay, Saba, you understand?
Okay.
Okay, so we have to return them back to their habitats to prevent them from death, to protect them against death. This is the third rule. What about the fourth? Don't touch any plants or animal. We have not to touch any plant or animal because they might be poisonous. This is the first thing. The plant that we are touching may be poisonous for us or may it cause some diseases to us. And the animals also. This animal may be dangerous animal, can sting us or can bite us, like some insects or some reptiles. They can maybe some insects like mosquitoes and some animals like the scorpions, snakes. These animals might sting us or bite us, so they can cause harm to us. So we have not to touch the plants or animal. Okay, another thing that make us not to touch plant and animal, that the animal may have some diseases. Do the diseases will spread from the animal to us?
Yes.
Yes. So we have not to touch them because they may have some diseases that may be passed to us and spread in humans. So don't touch plant or animal. We can observe them with our eyes without touching them. This is the fourth rule. The fifth one is always wash your hands after looking at a habitat. Wash our hands for our hygiene to prevent us from catching any disease that is present in the soil or on the plant or in the animal that may cause us ill or have some diseases. So we have to wash our hands after looking at a habitat. The last rule is be very quiet and still when making observation. When we are looking or observing animals, we have to be quiet. To be quiet because if we make a noise, the animal may be scared and then they will escape. We can't see them. Okay?
Okay.
These are the rules that the ecologists brought to us when we are observing habitat. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we have some examples for the animals in their habitat. The first example that we have is this rabbit. This rabbit, God created this rabbit and its body is suited to live in its habitat. What the meaning is of suited? That it's suitable. It's perfect to live in its habitat. What are the features that present in this rabbit, Sabah?
Features like
Like
features.
things that the rabbit have in its body that make it easy to him to live in its habitat. We have 4 things.
The rabbits have big ears to listen for animals that might eat them.
Yes, very good. This is the first thing. So the first feature is the big ears. So he can hear its predator. This is the first thing. The second thing,
Rabbits have an eye on each side of the head.
yes, so it
So
can,
that they can see all around them.
yes, very good. He have one eye in the left side of its head and another eye in the right side of its head, so it can see all around them, can see its predator, can see the food, can see everything. This is the second feature we have. The first one is the big ears. The second one is the big eyes. The third one,
Having a strong muscle in their legs.
yes, their legs contain strong muscles so they can hop fast and escape from their predators. This is the third feature. The fourth one is what?
They have sharp claws for digging
Burrows.
burrows or warners.
Yes. Do you know the meaning of burrows and warrens?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So the claws, these claws are sharp. So the rabbit can dig its burrow. The burrow is the place where the rabbit lives. He dig in the ground. Okay, make caves. Burrows is like caves, to live inside it. So these are the features that present in this rabbit so that it can live in its habitat easily. Okay, so the rabbit is well suited. Well suited is very suitable. Its body is perfect for its habitat. This is the first animal that is suited to its habitat. What about the earthworm? Do you talk about the earthworm in the school, Sabah?
Yes, we took all unit 3.
Okay. The earthworm here, what is the habitat of the earthworm? Where do it live?
In the
In the
soil.
Yes, in the soil. So the habitat of the earthworm is the soil. What are the conditions of this soil? The soil is dark, is moist, and usually cooler than the surface. Usually the soil is cooler than the surface. So the habitat of the earthworm is inside the soil. What is the food for the earthworm?
Insects.
No, it's very small to eat insects. It eats decaying root and leaves. The dead leaves and the dead roots of the plants, the earthworm can eat it. And it lay its egg inside the soil. Okay? How do it move inside the soil? It crawl like the snake. Its movement is called rippling movement. Rippling movement is something like crawling. Do you know crawling? The crawling movement of the snake?
Yes.
Yes. The earthworm move by similar way. We called it rippling movement. It lay its eggs inside the soil. It eat the dead roots and the dead leaves. Okay? What is the predator for the earthworm? Are the insects and the birds and maybe frogs. Can eat these earthworm. Okay, Sabah?
Okay.
Okay, so its predator, the animals that eat the earthworm is the insects. The insects and the birds and the frogs. This is the earthworm. Okay, this is the second living thing that it's well suited to its habitat. Okay. Okay, I will talk with you about what? About identification key. We use the identification key in identifying and sorting some objects or some living things. So we use it, it's a way of sorting. Identification key is a way of how to sort some animals or to sort some plants, to put them in a smaller groups. Okay, Sabah? Okay, according to what? According to the similarities and the differences between these animals. We ask a question about these similarities and differences. If it is present in this animal, we said yes. And we choose this animal and put it for the answer for this question. If this feature or this thing doesn't present in the animal, we say no, and then we have to ask another question. Okay?
Okay.
So the identification key helps them to identify and sort plants, to know the name of the plants or the animal. Sort them is to put them in smaller groups. Okay? It's an easy way and a quickly way. The identification key is an easy way and quickly way to sort things. The identification key is a way of sorting things into smaller and smaller groups until there is only one thing in this group. We will answer this one quickly. We have here some animals, and we will use the identification key to sort them. The first question that we have is, does it have wings? How many animals here we have? They have wings.
Parrot and dragonfly.
Yes, so I have two animals that have wings. So if I said yes, I have to ask another question to differentiate between the dragonfly and the parrot. So does it have wings? Yes, I have a dragonfly and a parrot. The next question is, does it have feathers? This question must differentiate between them. Which animal have feathers?
Mm,
Do you know the meaning
dragonfly.
of feathers? Do you know the meaning of
Yes.
feathers? What's the meaning
Yes.
of feathers?
So
Reach.
it has something.
Yes, reach.
Mm,
Reach.
Yes.
Do the dragonfly have feathers?
No.
No. So the parrot is the animal that have feathers. So if I said yes, so it's the parrot. Okay?
Okay.
A is parrot.
Parrot.
If I said no,
Dragonfly.
yes, dragonfly. Okay. The second, if the answer of the question is no, so I have, how many animals have no wings?
4.
4. I have the snail, crocodile, tiger, and sardine. They have no wings. So I have to ask another question to differentiate between them. So the next question is, does it have fur?
Yes.
Yes. If we said yes, which animal?
Tiger.
Tiger, yes. The tiger is the only animal here in this group of animals that have fur. So the tiger is the animal which has no wings and has fur. So here we will choose tiger. Okay, if we said no, we
No.
have 3 animals, the snail,
3.
crocodile, and sardines. Yes, we have to ask another question to differentiate between them 3. Does it have a shell?
Yes.
Yes, which animal have a shell?
Snail.
Snail. Yes, D here is snail. We have 2 animals left here. We have 2 animals here, sardines and crocodile. Sardine and crocodile. We have to differentiate between them. So we will ask another question. Does it have fins?
Yes.
Which animal?
Fish.
Yes, the fish here, the animal have fins. So if we said yes, so it is a fish. If we said no,
It is a crocodile.
this is the crocodile. So this is the identification key. We use that to differentiate between these group of animals. Okay, you understand it, Sabah?
Yes.
Okay. We can use the identification key to differentiate between some animals and some plants, living thing, anything we want to sort them or to make from it groups. We can use the identification here, like here. Here we use the identification key to differentiate between different plant leaves. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we can use it also. Identification key can also be used for things that have never been alive. We can use it to differentiate between things that are non-living things, never been alive, such as materials and rocks like plastic, metal, glass. These things are never been alive things. We can use the identification key to sort them or to classify them. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's answer this. We have 4 types of leaves for the plants. We want to sort them. So we will use the identification key. We will ask the first question. Is the leaf round? Its shape is round. If we said yes, so it's called lily pad. Which one is the round or called lily pad?
C.
C. Yes, the leaves here is round shape. So this one is called lily pad. We use, so here is C. If we said no, so we have to ask another question to differentiate between the 3 remaining leaves present here. This one and this one and this one. Okay. Does it have thin needle-shaped leaves? Thin needle-shaped like the needle. The leaves are thin like the needle. If we said yes, it's called pine needles. Which one? Which picture?
A.
A, yes. A is the pine needles. The leaves is thin like the needles. Okay, what about if we said no? So we have this one and this one. We want to differentiate between them. So we will ask another question. Is it dark on the top and light underneath? The leaf itself has a dark color from the top and light color from the underneath. If we said yes, it is the olive leaf. Which picture?
D.
D. Okay, D. And the last one is the banana leaf, this one, which is B. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, this is the identification key. You understand it, okay?
Yes.
Yes. Then we will talk about the animal that we bought it in captivity. What's the meaning of captivity?
We take it from its place.
Yes, to bought it where?
In a zoo,
Yes, so captivity is being imprisoned. Imprisoned when we put the animal in cages. يعني بناخدهم نحطهم في مكان مقفول. Captivity يعني بحبسهم. نحطهم في مكان مقفول. This is the meaning of captivity. Do the captivity is a bad thing or a good thing?
bad thing.
Bad thing. Always it's a bad thing in all conditions. Sometimes captivity is a good thing. When do the captivity is a good thing? If there is conditions that happens to the normal habitat of the animal. Bad conditions like what? Like fire. Fire sometimes happens in the forests. So we take the animals from the fire or from normal environment or habitat to protect them against fire. Okay? This is a good thing about captivity. When their normal habitat is destroyed or have condition which is hard to live with, we take the animal from its normal habitat and put them in the captivity. This condition may be fire, may be floods. Do you know the meaning of floods?
Yes.
فيضان. floods فيضان يعني ميه بتغرق البيئة بتاعتهم كلها. Or maybe drought. Drought is the opposite of flooding. There is no water in their habitat. They will die because there is no water. These are conditions which is bad, may happen to the normal habitat of the animal, cause them to die. So we took them from their normal habitat and put them in the zoo. So sometimes captivity is a good thing. Okay? Okay, sometimes it's a good thing also when we take animal which is endangered. What the meaning of endangered? Endangered animal is the animal under the risk of extinction. يعني حيوان تحت خطر الانقراض. يعني ايه الانقراض؟ When all animals from this type are died, like the dinosaurs. Do you know the dinosaurs?
Yes.
Yes, the dinosaurs are extinct animals because they are not present nowadays. There is no dinosaurs. So they are extinct animals. They are not present now. The animal which is endangered are the animal which under the risk of extinction. The remaining number from this animal is small. We have a small number from this animal. If they die, so this animal will be extinct also. So the animals which are endangered or under the risk of extinction, we took them and put them in the captivity. Like what? Like the polar bear. Do you remember the polar bear? The next page?
Yes.
The next page is endangered. The polar bear is endangered animal. So we take it and put it in captivity to protect it from extinction. Okay?
Okay.
So sometimes captivity is a good thing. Okay, Sabah?
What?
Sometimes captivity is a good thing.
Yes.
Okay, do you know? Do you know it now?
Yes.
Yes, it may be a good thing and it may be a bad thing. If we take the animal to protect it from bad conditions or to protect it from being extinct, so it's a good thing. It's a bad thing if we capture the animal only to show them in the zoos. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Some living things are born in captivity. When we take as an example this elephant and put it in the zoo, and then this elephant give offspring, so its offspring is now born in captivity. They live all the time in the zoo. This animal can survive easily in the captivity, as there are some scientists who take care of this animal, take after it and take care for it. Like what? Like the ecologists and biologists and zoologists and botanists. They are scientists who studied living things in their natural habitat. So they know what the food for this animal, what the good condition which the animal must have to live easily. They know everything about this animal and about its habitat and about the environment it lives in. So we have these 4 scientists. Do you know the meaning of these scientists or their study? Sabah?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me about them. The ecologist is a scientist who study what?
Who study the animal behaviors, the living things.
Ecologists who study the scientists who study the environment.
The environment.
Okay, like we talked in the previous pages.
Yes.
Yes, ecologists are the scientists who study the environment and how the human affect this environment. These are the ecologists. The biologists are the scientists who study all
Who study
living-
everything.
Yes, study all living things, not everything. All living things like human, plants, animals. These are the biologists. What about the zoologists?
Only studies the animal in the zoo.
Yes, not in the zoo, the animals. Study the
Yes,
animals. Okay. What about the botanists?
studies plants only.
Yes, very good. So these scientists help to take care for these animal in the captivity. Okay.
Okay.
We have 2 animals, which are the black rhino and the giant panda. They are endangered animals because the human hunt them in large numbers. The human hunt the black rhino to take its horn. The horn of the black rhino is used in a traditional medicine. So the human hunt black rhino in large number to take its horn and put it and use it in the medical and use it in the traditional medicine. This is the black rhino. Do you know it? عارفاه black rhino؟ وحيد القرن.
No.
راينوسورس. عارفة شكل الحيوان ده ولا مش عارفاه؟
لا.
طيب هوريكي صورته، هجيب لك صورته دلوقتي. The second one is the giant panda. The giant panda also become endangered. We have a small number from the giant panda because the human cut the bamboo trees. The bamboo is the only food for the giant panda, and it live in and cut the trees that the panda live in. So when they destroy its habitat and destroy its food, it died, and the present number are small. So it's endangered animal also. We have these 2 are endangered animal, black rhino and giant panda. Okay.
Okay.
اوكي. هوريكي الصورة بتاعته. شفتي صورته؟